Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. Many years ago, in the early 70s, this one was accompanied by his mother to a little lecture on meditation, 1971, and that you would say this mantra in your head and repeat this little Sanskrit word, and you could achieve a state of meditation that would bring you happiness. And both he and his mother signed up to learn this thing. It was called Transcendental Meditation. And he took to it very religiously. It became very important to him. And he meditated 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, just repeating this little mantra to himself. And it did make a difference in how he felt and how relaxed he was. But interestingly, it also became, like many religions, kind of set in stone, as if this was really the way to get in touch with God. And he didn't know what these other people were doing, but it certainly wasn't it, because this was it. And he remembers being almost insulted when he described TM to his friend. And his friend said, "Yeah, I get that same experience when I do rock climbing." And he scoffed, like, "Are you kidding me? Rock climbing? Oh, really?" And later, his brother learned a different type of meditation from a very young guru that was supposed to be much more powerful, and made TM seem like kindergarten. And this involved devotion to a guru. It was kind of a cult, but he didn't think of it as a cult at the time, but everybody said the same thing, and everybody believed the same thing, and everybody was comfortable with other people who believed as they believed. And every night they would sing this very, very long song about, it was called Guru Puja, this worship. And it was talking about how everything else you do, charity, austerity, all the different practices are worthless if you don't have the Sat Guru, the true Guru, the living master walking on the earth. And very quickly, this one looked down his nose at people who were still following Jesus and supposedly what Jesus said, because it was so much easier to follow a dead master than one who's living and walking on the earth. You can see that at each stage of spiritual development, the ego comes along for the ride, not in the moment, but soon thereafter, and then wants to set up a hierarchy. Who's number one? One way, one way. Who's number one? Who's got the answer? What is the best religion? And who are these people who are following false prophets? And that's the ego's job, to keep reinforcing the separation. And you can apply this to politics and discount everyone who doesn't believe as you believe. And you can use social media to reinforce that. But recently, he's come to see that the need to put yourself up and put someone else down, or to do the correct thing, is really based on fear. It's fear that you might be doing it wrong, that you may not get to heaven, that there's really only one way, and you need to find that way and then stick with that way, and define yourself by what you are and other people aren't. When you do that, You miss the totality. It's almost, the fear is that you're not going to get it right and that you need to get it right. The good news is that it's impossible to make a mistake, that everybody's getting it right. And if you look around, you'll see that there are as many ways to get to God as there are people who wish to get to God. And that everything that everyone does leads them home eventually. So if you see someone who seems like a true believer and they get an experience of God that they think is God out of that, bless them. And if somebody has an experience of meditation while rock climbing, bless them too. Release the hierarchy. Release the one way. Spiritual ego is ego. And it loves to compare and contrast. But all of those comparisons leave you either smug or insecure. And they are as far from the truth as you can get. Allow all things. Let people find their way. And trust that not only will things work out, but things are working out perfectly. Because that's how it's all set up. You are witnessing perfection despite the ego's protestations. Let yourself love the way things are unfolding, including your life, your body, your journey, your path. You're watching this in everyone else's journey. This is you out there, coming home, coming home. Rejoice in the journey, enjoy the ride, and let everyone else find their way as they do in perfection. If you keep your eye open for perfection, you will see it. If you let yourself be open to miracles, you will find them. Take a deep breath in of gratitude for everything that you experience. It is all divine, all of it. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.